there's two things can be true at once. And this is the thing that I think we struggled with as Man United fans, that we are struggling to understand this concept of that. Like, Garnacho has a point, should have played, should have started. Amarim was a failure for not playing him. Garnacho coming out and calling out the manager is a disgrace, personally. I think it's a disgrace. I think it's out of order. I think Ugarte has the space to say, hey, I didn't play, and I had an important header that got you into the finals. I played my part in your Europa campaign, and you didn't play me. And you could see that it needed my legs in midfield so Casemiro can go forward and not be so defensive. You could easily argue that, but he didn't, because he understands what it takes to be a team player. And do you know what I saw from Garnacho? I saw, like, like if a boyfriend, girlfriend decides, I'm going to be good for now. The issue that you had with me before, I'm that person. I'm going to change in this short moment because, it's what you feel you need. But I'm going to revert to type. And that type is what he saw the day that he said him and Rashford shouldn't start. He just went back. And because he didn't get what he wanted, he threw his toys out the pram, and him and his brother at the same time released that social media piece. Yeah. And it just goes to show, I don't want, as good as he's a talented player, I like the player, but I didn't like that side of they're selfish. And that's why you'll be through on goal and you won't pass to the person to the left of you on something. I'm hero ball because I'm selfish, and it comes out in the wrong way. Sometimes selfishness is needed in a football player. Sometimes it's needed in a football player, but you see there's moments where, let's say Garnacho always scored and always was on point. Brilliant. Then you can't argue because he's Ronaldo. If he was Ronaldo, or he was a total finisher, we'd all understand that. None of these players have any right to talk in a sense of, oh my God, I've been mistreated. You plus the manager has overseen the worst finish in Man United's modern history. Keep it stum. I don't want to hear what I could have done. Mate, we're 16th. All your good decision making, I think that could have helped us in a few games in the Premier League. But you chose to do something different. So you don't get to do high and mighty, I'm going on holiday, mate. It was a coward. It was a nasty move from him. And I lost respect for Garnacho in doing that, while I still think Amarim should have started him. Are you with me in that? So it's not saying Amarim gets the clean bill of health and stuff, and that's bad from him. And good, I'm happy he's revealed himself.
Yeah, I think you make a really good point with that, actually, that it's one of those ones where it's not completely cut and dry, because the things he's complaining about, they are, like you said, they are valid. Like, there is absolutely an argument to say, yeah, he should have started the final. Should have come on much earlier as well. Amarim waited way too long to make the substitutions. Remember, before the game, KG, you were saying Garnacho has to start. He has to start because we knew that Spurs, you need to run in behind them. If they started with the high line, which they did for a bit, and then they dropped back very, very quickly. But still, Amarim's been playing Garnacho. And there's certainly an argument to say, yes, they got off on the wrong foot, but Garnacho has done his best to try and adapt, and one win Ruben over, so that was a blow. But like you said, there's also the point of view of, but coming out saying what you said, how you said it in the public forum right after a defeat, his brother kind of saying basically the same things that he was saying. You kind of get the impression and go, well, I know exactly where you've got that from. Then if you're saying that, because the wording's totally the same, and it's not the first time, it screamed to me. I don't know what you think, James, of someone that, look, now they're trying to engineer a move away, which, given the summer that we've got coming up and we need, he's one of those names that would be at the top of the list because of the pure profit, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I actually agree with all of you on this. I mean, we've had a lot of discussions. I've never been soft on Garnacho. I've been talking about him selling, United should be selling him for a long time. But I also said before the game, he should start as well, in my opinion, so there is the ability, to separate those few things out. I mean, I said 3 things before the game. 1, don't start Rasmus Højlund against these guys. Put Garnacho up there to stretch the team out. 2, don't you dare drop Ugarte after all of this, and you've seen us pay for that as well. And 3, to put Ahmad out wide instead of Mazraoui at right wing back, because he's been struggling there. And the manager made all 3 mistakes. So the manager is responsible for the, for some of this, whether we win or not. If he starts Garnacho, we don't know. We can't rewrite history that way, but he should have started him. At the same time, the context behind it is tricky because, obviously for Ruben Amorim, he's here to do something for a longer stretch, right? And there's bigger things than just these 1 games. And I think there's a fear that if you give in to a player or something like that once, then it's over. Once you've done that, then you lose the respect of the dressing room. The thing I'll just add to this as context and not to defend it too much is that Ruben Amorim had some conversations last week before the Chelsea game about certain players, and the decision to not play Garnacho, I believe, was made back then because of other issues that were coming up between him in training, issues that he had concerns over his attitude that had been going on obviously all season. But like you said, KG, it's like that thing. You have this impression, somebody's a certain way, and then anybody can play nice for a month. Anybody can play nice when it's easy. Anybody can play nice for a short time, but they always reveal themselves when the things get difficult. When the setbacks happen, they go right back to type, because it's just how somebody is as a person. It's hard to change that, their personality, their way of being. And so I think that there was some of those issues in the lead up to the final week that created a situation where Amorim didn't feel he could put him on the pitch. Otherwise, he'd be undermining himself. And I mean, to me, it speaks to it's still a mistake. I think it shows that if Amorim had another option all season, he probably wouldn't have played Garnacho, because the moment Mason Mount's healthy, he's out of the team. But yeah, I mean, these are the problems that have been building for a long, long time with United. And the fact of the matter is, I think moving players out like Garnacho, because of these attitude issues, because of these problems, because of leaks, because of things in the dressing room that it creates, it's like addition by subtraction. You have to get this out of here. We've done a decent job moving anything that has been seen as a problem away, but it's got to go. We can't keep having this, in United's dressing room. You see the leaks, you see reports coming out the next day. Oh, some players are not confident. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Sorry, pardon my language, but it's like, get out of
Go
here,
ahead.
man.
That's
like,
where we're at, though. That's where we're at, James,
it's like, I don't want to hear that. Whether I have concerns over Amorim or not, whether anybody does, it doesn't matter. You can't do it. You just can't. You can't have that in the dressing room. You cannot have people questioning, the manager in that way from the dressing room. Because what have you done? What have you done in all your time here? There's not a single player there that can walk in and say, I did it. I mean, look, the best 2 players in that final for me were Lenny Yoro and Patrick Dorgu. They've been here a very short amount of time. They put a lot of effort in. They worked their ass off. They're young. Anybody else sitting there complaining about anything? You created this. You're part of this. And I think that's the issue. Is all the talk, it's like, it's not my problem. It's not my fault we're so bad. It's your fault we're so bad. No, it's your fault we're so bad. Every single person in that dressing room. You cannot pass off responsibility to somebody else.
It gets to someone like Garnacho, that is when, and I suppose maybe this is where sort of the Cobby comes into it as well. Like, a lot of people going, look, Cobby got 2 minutes of regular time in that game, plus stoppage time. And then you go, well, if I was him, if Garnacho's getting pissed about, I only got 20 minutes, does Cobby not maybe get pissed, but maybe see like, I tell you what, Ryan's a bit on the wall here. You know what I mean? Or is it the other side of it when you go, he's a young guy who's only been in for a year. He was overplayed.
What he did. This is what I'm saying. This is the difference. Cobby has all the argument in the world to say, 2 minutes, boss. How dare you? Like, anyone could say that, but they haven't. That's the key part of the matter, right? Like, you're well within your rights to come out and cuss and stuff. And this is why you asked me, remember, we were doing the show. I said, look, I need some time to sleep on it because I don't want to, I'm way too emotional. I'm way too emotional to make a decision straight away.